K&C Biweekly is at Karate, and we are going to talk about self-defense with Sensei Randall Waechter.
I think it's important to understand why you're interested in getting into the martial arts. So everyone needs to understand their end goal. For myself, I structure my class around street self-defense. So we talk a lot about what to do if someone grabs you in my class, which is how women are most often attacked. But there are many different reasons for taking a martial arts class, from getting in shape to winning a trophy, learning self-defense. So I think it's important for everyone to know why they're there and to make sure that the instructor in the class can meet their needs.
And obviously with you, it's not to win a trophy, it's actually to know self-defense.
Yeah, so I know what I'm offering, and when someone comes to me, I can tell them this is what I offer, this is the goal of my class, and if you want to win trophies, then that's probably not the best place to do that with training.
How did you stay disciplined?
There are a couple of factors to take into account. So one thing is if you're having a really good time and you're enjoying what you're doing and you get along well with the people that you train with, I find that that is the best way to stay disciplined when you're doing your training. And also to make sure that you're seeing advancement as you continue your training. Today, as an instructor, one of the major ways I stay disciplined is knowing that I have students who are ready to learn and are waiting for me to teach them, so I can't let them down.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason. Did you have to make sacrifices to get where you are today?
Yeah, definitely. And anytime you achieve something that is worth achieving, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort. So obviously, it takes a lot of time and commitment to become proficient in martial arts. So that is time that I'm not able to spend with friends or family, and you have to decide to find that balance as much as you can. And I encourage students to come as much as they can and find that balance. And sometimes it takes a little longer to train, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not how long you train, it's how good you become.
It's the journey.
It's the journey, exactly. When should someone use self-defense?
Well, I can give you the tools, and I can show you how to use those tools, but ultimately it's up to the individual in the situation to determine when to take action. And the best way to do that, or to understand that, is to follow your gut instinct, because your gut will protect you, and it's there to protect you from danger. The other thing to keep in mind for yourself and for everyone who's watching as well is that when it comes to taking action to defend yourself in a self-defense situation, that's actually the last step. And we have what we call the 4 A's of self-defense that we follow. And action is the last A, and that is when you need to actually physically defend yourself from an attacker. The first A in the 4A system is avoidance. So of course it's better to avoid a dangerous situation to begin with than to have to defend yourself against an attacker. If you can't avoid a dangerous situation, then the next A is awareness. So you need to be aware of what's going on around you and the environment around you, so that if you are attacked, you aren't caught by surprise. The third A then is attitude. So if you are in a dangerous scenario, you're walking by yourself, for example, you need to have the attitude that you're not a victim, and that will send out a non-verbal message to any potential attacker that you're not an easy victim, although they'll try to avoid you because you're not going to be a victim. And if all of that fails and you are attacked, then you proceed to the final A, which is action.
So basically, you should not be walking around campus, for example, with your headphones on, and you should always be aware of your surroundings, walking, so that you don't get attacked or assaulted.
Definitely. So one of the things that we're seeing more and more of with the advent of smartphones is people walking with their earphones in, texting while they're walking, clearly not paying attention to what's going on around them, so they're clearly not aware. And never mind being attacked, you could get hit by a car. People get hit by cars every day. So definitely put the smartphone away when you're walking to your car or on campus. And if you can avoid walking by yourself, just don't do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So Randall, what kind of application are you showing us here?
So this is a common attack that a woman might experience, where an attacker comes behind and tries to choke. And the first thing that you have to do is you have to get the choke off so that you don't pass out, and obviously you'll be unable to defend yourself. So what I'm going to do is pull the arm in towards my chest, which will prevent the choke. No matter how hard they pull, I have to pull in, not away. After I do that, I'm going to find my opening. I'm going to elbow him in the stomach, which will release. Then I'm going to take a finger lock in this position, which locks him up, kick, and then kick to the head, and then I'm going to run away.
Wow, perfect. Could you show it to us in real time?
Sure.
Perfect. So what do you do if someone has a really tight choke on you?
Okay, that's a good question, because sometimes when someone comes to choke, they'll be quite far behind you, right in the hook of the elbow. So in that case, same thing applies. You've got to get your hands in there, pull it in to get the choke off so you don't choke out. What I'm going to do this time is go to the other side with the elbow, which will move him back, and then I'm going to come in and basically use a hip throw to throw him down, and then I'll come down.
Perfect. So could you show it to us in real time?
Sure.
Awesome. How can they defend themselves against the front choke?
Good question. So this is another common scenario, so I'll show you. So let's say Zephyr's choking me from the front. The first thing I have to do is I have to act quickly before I choke out and I lose consciousness. I'm not going to bother attacking his arms, it's too strong. What I'm going to do is come right back towards him. So what I'm going to do is just cross my fingers over strength. I'm going to come right underneath here, between his hands. I'm going to attack the soft point in the middle of his neck. I'm just going to push that, and then I'll throw a side kick, which will force him to release. Okay? So you can do this. We're going to try. So Zephyr's going to choke. Okay? So you're just going to come underneath, push on that soft spot kick, and then that gives you a couple seconds to run.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good question. So what we often see with men is what we might call the hockey punch. So someone grabs over the lapel and then they'll throw a punch. So what we're going to do to defend against that is first of all trap his arm because we don't want him to get away after he starts the attack. I'm going to defend against that punch. I'm going to basically block it. Then I'm going to come down right on the chin into the crook of his arm, which brings him forward, and then I'm going to strike to the chin and take him down with a straight out. So Zephyr's going to do this defense and I'll attack. So nice and slow start. I come in, I grab, he traps, and throw a punch, he deflects, comes down, onto my arm, moves me forward, and then strikes to my chin. Okay? We'll do a little bit faster. Good.
So what would you do if someone grabbed your wrist?
Good question. This is something that could perceivably happen in a bar. Maybe someone's a little too drunk and they grab a hold of you. So what we're going to do here
is work against the thumb, because the thumb is the weakest part of the hand. So in this case, what I want to do is just turn this up to present his forearm. I'm just going to take the palm heel of my hand and strike through, which releases that, and then I can come in and strike to the chin if he's particularly aggressive, which gives me a chance to run away.
Okay.
You want to give it a try?
Sure.
Okay. So he's going to grab,
So then,
bring that up, release, and then strike to the chin. And then you can run.
what happens if someone grabs me with the other hand?
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't come up with a simple self-defense for every attack, and that's why we have martial arts training. If Zephyr grabs me on the same side, we know that this will work, but now if he grabs me cross-wrist, that's a little bit of a problem, and that's not going to work now, so I need a different technique. So let's switch hands. He's going to grab me on this side. It's a cross-wrist grab. Here what I'm going to do is just turn my arm up in what we would call a traditional middle block motion. That's going to present the back of his arm and his ribs. So I could strike him in the ribs and then kick or knee in the ribs. If he grabs here, I could stick with my release that you just did and strike and run away. Right?
So,
Come up, release, good, and then that's it. In that case, you can strike and then run.
and then run. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to remind you that for your safety, these self-defense applications should not be used without prior martial arts instruction. If self-defense is something that interests you, you will be able to find Sensei Randall Waechtter's contact information on our website at www.kcbiweekly.webs.com. Thank you for watching K&C Biweekly, and we'll see you in our next vlog.